In this simulation of a robotic reconnaissance mission, there are 3 teams: Science, Flight, and Rover. The Science team will create traverse plans for the rover. Their goal is to discover scientific points of interest and evaluate potentially unsafe areas for a future ground crew. The Flight team reviews the plans created by the Science team. Their goal is to make sure the rover stays safe while also carrying out the Science team's goals. The rover team executes the instructions sent from the Flight team and sends back data from the requested activities. The rover's traverse plan begins with the Science team.
Before I lay out activities for the rover, I'm going to take a look around the map to look for interesting features. I can zoom out to get a wider view and pan around. Okay, so I know the rover is starting from about here. I'll go ahead and take a 360 panorama to get an overall view of the area. I can drag the observation I'd like from the toolbar and grab the handles to increase the field of view of my image to 360 degrees. Low resolution should be fine. I'm wondering if this mountain is too steep to traverse. I'll send the rover there to take another panorama. I'll increase the field of view to 120 degrees and move the center bar to the target of my photo. That way, Flight can see exactly what I'm trying to take a picture of. Also, I now have a good idea of what the resolution of my image will be at my target, which I can see by looking at the gradient key or looking at the task list. Seems like low resolution will give me about 30 millimeters per pixel at my target, so that should be fine. I'll add a note to explain to Flight why I'm taking the panorama. Trying to assess the traversability of the southern side of this mountain. This ridge over here looks like it could be too steep for the ground crew. I'll take another pano to get a look at it. And a LiDAR to get some 3D data. I'm not too far from the ridge, so low resolution should be fine for both of them. I'll add a note. Trying to assess the traversability of this slope. The soil composition of this area looks different from the others. Could be an interesting area for the ground crew to explore. I'll take an MI and write a note. Determine if this soil composition is of scientific interest. Okay, anything else? Now that I think about it, I want a higher resolution for the first panorama. I'll just bump it up to medium. That's better. The plan seems a little too long now, though. I think I'll take out the 360 panorama for now and take one later. Okay, that looks good. I'll go ahead and send this over to Flight.
I just received the plan from Science and I'm going to review it before sending it off to the rover. Looks pretty good, but I'm a little worried about this first panorama. It looks like this area the rover is taking the picture from is loose terrain, and the tires might slip on the sand. What did Science say about this? Trying to assess the traversability of the southern side of this mountain. Okay, well, I'll move the panorama over here a bit to get off of the sandy soil, and make sure to still capture the entire southern side of the mountain. This MI looks fine. It looks like Science wants to investigate the soil composition in this area. That's good to know in case the rover runs into any obstacles out there. I'm a little worried about sending the rover so close to the edge of that ridge. It looks like Science is trying to figure out how steep it is. I guess that's probably the best place to determine that, but we'll need to teleoperate the rover. That'll cut down on the risk and still get Science the images they want. I'll add a note. We'll need to teleop to the edge. We'll get as close as possible. Okay, looks good. I'll go ahead and send this to the rover.
The rover received the plan, executed the points, and sent the data back to Science.
Hey, looks like the data from the first plan is back. Let's see what we got. Ah, that mountain pano came out perfectly. The hill doesn't look too steep. That's good. The microscopic imager looks interesting. That could be a potential area for the crew to explore. They didn't get quite as close as I was hoping for the ridge pano and LiDAR, but looking at the note, it seems that they got as close as they could, and the picture looks great. That is a very steep slope, and rocky. Okay, I should get started on the next plan. I'll be sure to avoid that ridge.